everybody, Maestro here. Welcome to the Cons Court. Today we have Terrifier The Artcade game official reveal trailer. This was released by IGN about 2 weeks ago, so I'm a little late to this. But as you guys know, I love the Terrifier. I actually just got done not too long ago, maybe a couple days ago, putting out my review for the Terrifier 3 movie. Really good movie. Pretty amazing movie, I would say. It went overboard, which is quite literally what Art the Clown does. That's his character. So his third movie, ranking it up even higher, I feel like fits his character. From the first movie being, I would rank that as number 3 out of the 3 movies. Number 2, 2, and number 3 being 1. So my ranking goes quite literally reverse from how they were made. So 3 would be 1 and 1 would be 3. On my ranking of how good they are. It just, every next movie gets wilder and more crazy, and it gets closer to that line of like, are we going too far? Are we just behind that? I think this third movie really was riding that line. And even the director himself said that even in the beginning, if you haven't seen it, I'll make sure it's no spoilers, but there's a scene at the very beginning where he does, something to a younger person. We'll just keep it at that. So it's not overly spoiler filled. But he was really riding the line of, he said, I did not want to cross over that line because it felt like it would be too much to actually show it. He said, but even then it was still in the movie and heavily implied. You ended up getting to see what happened after the fact. You got to see the after effects of what Art did, but you didn't get to see what actually happened in the room, which he said he was going to do, but he realized it might be a little over the line. But with each movie, he gets closer and closer to going over that line. And I kind of like that to an extent, because Art the Clown is just such a demented, crazy character that there is no lines. There is no borders for this character. This character is wild and will do anything and everything in the pleasures of torture and killing. He is an absolute demon, quite literally, now that we have figured out. And it's just been wild. It's been wild. So let's check out this artcade game reveal trailer and see what they have in store for us. What we got going on here? Select a play. I don't think I've heard of that one before. I don't think I've heard of that company before. Whoa. It's like anime style. Terrifier The Artcade game. Really? You can play as the demon clown girl. Really? Wow. Who's the blonde guy? The blonde-haired dude with the ponytail. Who is that? 4-play local co-op brawler with the chiptune soundtrack. Who are the characters? Well, I know one's Art the Clown. One is the demon clown little girl that Art could see. And the 2 other main characters, the sister and the brother, could see. There was the one chick that's got her face all eaten up and carved up by Art, who in the third movie is also a main character. But the guy in the white clothing with the blonde ponytail, I have no clue who that person is. Let me check the comments here. How did Art become so big this quickly? Dude literally just blew up randomly. It's been building up. If you've been in the horror game and you've been paying attention to the horror genre and the movies, Art has slowly been building up. His first movie is where everybody kind of started to actually know him. Cult 99 or whatever, I believe, was his first actual showing up movie. All Hallows Eve was another movie where he was in, but it was not nearly as big. The first Terrifier movie was like a B, C movie. A lot of people saw it, but a lot of people really didn't. Second movie got way, way, way higher of people seeing it. It got way more popular, but he still wasn't at that level of like, you know, merchandise. You know what I mean? I feel like after a certain level, you hit like a merchandise level of fame. And I don't think the Terrifier had hit that yet. He had only hit like, when it come to merchandise, like shirts and stuff. But we're not talking about like action figures or, you know, any of that crazy stuff. Not like Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger or Jason. You know what I mean? So once the Terrifier 3 was announced, that's where he blew up. But he's kind of been building up over time. It's just nobody really paid attention to him overly in the main thing of horror until just recently. Mostly because no other characters that are popular have any movies or shows that are out right now. Ash and the Evil Dead. Nothing has been made very recently other than his show, which I believe is already over for a good minute. We haven't had anything Michael for a good minute. We haven't had anything Jason in a long time, longer than Michael. And Ash, I believe. And then we haven't had anything. We had a movie for Scream a while back, but I mean, that's about it. Nobody else has really done it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, same way. You know what I mean, with Leatherface. So there hasn't been a whole lot for everybody else. He's been more consistent. His movies have been coming out more. Damn, Art the Clown is getting huge. Even getting a video game now. Real horror icon, yeah. Blood thinks he's Scott Pilgrim. Put him in Dead by Daylight already? That would be dope. I would love to see Art the Clown in Dead by Daylight. I think he would be awesome. And it kind of fits the way his character is kind of fits that gameplay too. He's constantly chasing people. He's constantly jumping over and under things to get at people, especially in the first Terrifier movie. He did that throughout that entire little warehouse area. So him going over and what do you call it? Vaulting the windows and stuff is definitely his style. He's definitely a quicker killer, most definitely. Let me see here. Art versus the world, literally. Why does it look like a skin for the Scott Pilgrim game? Art would be perfect guest character in the Outlast trials. Yeah. Way too crazy that the starting animation is so much better than the gameplay. Yeah, well, it's because the starting animation is literally, it was like anime style, was it not? It looked like an anime almost. Bonus staged bedroom. Yeah, that was a wild scene. And the Terrifier 2, I believe. That was a wild scene. Oh my gosh. Ugh. That was a wild, wild, wild scene. Let me see here. Surprised he's not in Retro Realms. This looks like it needs a lot of work still. Yeah, I mean, it's an arcade game. What are you gonna, you know... And he's still blowing up as a character, so he's not gonna have like a full-on, like, you know, full-on game. He's been more of like a guest character or a skin in some games, like Call of Duty. He's in Call of Duty now, I believe. Black Ops 6, right? Isn't he one of the skins for it now for the Halloween event? They had an Art the Clown. Terrifier is already becoming a huge franchise. Congrats, yeah. Let me see here. Nobody's asking about that other character. Am I the only one who thinks the Clown Cafe girl should have been a playable character? Yes. Yes. All right. Are people going to ignore the fact that Chris Jericho is a playable character? I think we are just wondering why he was just a psycho ward orderly that gets killed in the movie. Oh, is that... Yeah, in the third movie, there's that dude that ends up getting killed by... Is he somebody special? I didn't recognize him from anything. Is he like a wrestler or something? Jericho. I think that's a wrestler, is it not? Chris Jericho. Let me check this out. Chris Jericho. Is that like Jericho as in the wrestler in WWE? Chris Jericho. It is. It is, really. So that's who that is with the ponytail. In the third movie, he is one of the guys at the front desk. Wow. I did not even know that was a WWE wrestler. That is wild. That's crazy. That explains why he was putting up such a fight. I was like, in a horror movie, normally they make these people not fight so good, but this dude's actually like fighting them off. But the punches and stuff he was given to the demented, like, possessed lady wasn't doing nothing at all. I mean, he was punching the snot out of her face and it did nothing. That makes sense now. He's actually a WWE wrestler and rock musician and actor. Wow. I was about to say Jericho. I'm sitting there thinking Jericho. It sounds like a WWE wrestler. It's because it is. I used to watch WWE. I don't nearly as much anymore, and I'm not a gigantic fan of it. I know the bigger people, you know what I mean? Like, I know like The Rock and like Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? But other than that, I'm not big into it. But yeah, anyways, regardless of that and finding out that there was a wrestler in the movie, had no clue. This looks interesting. At least he's getting some form of a game, especially with him being up there now. And I'm glad that he's in Call of Duty 2 as a character that you can run around as with a skin. And he's one of the very few slashers that actually uses guns. So him being in a Call of Duty game makes sense. He uses guns. In most of his movies, actually. I believe he's used a gun at least one time in every single movie. All three of them. But yes, if you guys enjoyed my reaction, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you all thought. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.